Alright, we're here at Gen Con 09 with Weird Miniature's new game Malifaux, and we're going to have a demo of the game here.
Hi, welcome to Malifaux. The first thing you notice about Malifaux is that it is a card-driven mechanic. As you'll see right here, we have all cards. There's no dice. You won't find a single dice in the game. So we're going to give you a little demo just about how this card mechanic is really. We've streamlined it. We've made it work, and we want to introduce it to you now. So we have a little combat setup just to really highlight the basics of the game, the duels, how you use your hand, how you use the suits and numbers in the card, and we'll go from there.
Okay. We've set up a little bit here. We have the Arcanus Sabertooth. Sorry.
No problem.
We have the Arcanus Sabertooth coming up against Baby Cade. The Sabertooth is looking to make a meal out of Cade, and we're going to see how it goes.
Excellent.
So the first thing with the mechanics, we're going to assume that Sabertooth has initiative. He's going to declare a charge. You have a certain number of action points each turn for your model, and he gets 2. A charge takes 2 points. That'll be all he gets to do. Cade has an ability called Harmless, which means before you can attack him until he's made an attack, you have to test to see if your model actually will charge into him, because he would normally ignore him.
And that is a good example of an unopposed duel.
That's an unopposed duel. So
all you need to do is use your willpower plus your card and to hit a target number. Harmless in this case is a target number of 12.
And his willpower is a 5, so all I need to do is flip a 7 or better to get that to activate, to go off. There's my card. It's the 3 of Ravens, so 3 and 5 is 8. That's a miss. I could normally cheat, which means play a card from my hand to replace the card I played. Unfortunately, I'm sitting on not a lot of good cards, so I will not be able to cheat that, and I am stuck with failing my... Not only does my charge fail, but my activation ends, because
you use those 2 actions.
Tough break.
So now it's good old Baby Cade's turn.
So we take this and put it in the discard pile.
Toss that out.
Baby Cade now activates, and he is not afraid of the Sabertooth, so he's actually going to take a charge into the Sabertooth himself, who has no harmless ability. So he runs up and immediately makes an attack.
Okay. An attack is an opposed duel, which means we're both going to flip and add our respective stats, his combat, Cade's combat, and the defense for the Sabertooth, and compare the totals to get a combat total, we call it. So Sabertooth is flipping and Cade is flipping. Sabertooth is looking at an 11.
And I have a total of 11 as well. However, in this case, I really want to do damage because it's a nice big model, and I gotta get my hits in. So I have the option now of taking a card from my hand, and luckily I do have some good cards in my hand, unlike my partner here. So in this case, I'm going to take a card from my hand, which is a limited resource, and put it down and replace the card that I drew, which goes to the discard pile.
13, ouch.
So Cade now goes up to a 20.
Now I'm up at a 20. Dan now would have a chance to replace his card because he's now losing. However, apparently he can't.
Oh yeah, alas, none of my cards seem to work right now.
So in this case, I would have successfully struck the Sabertooth. However, the suits actually also add something in the game. I have what we call a trigger, and when Baby Cade successfully makes a combat strike against another model, and that strike includes a card with the Raven, which is that suit, he can activate a trigger called Sweetbreads, which means the target of that model takes +2 damage and receives slow, which means his next activation he'll only have one action.
Now the way damage is set up, you take the difference between the 2 totals. So Cade has his 20, the Sabertooth has his 11. Cade is winning by 9 points. We stage it up so that each step changes the modifiers a bit. Cade is actually at no modifiers with his total, so he goes ahead and flips 1 card.
No, however, I charged you.
So 2 cards, my side.
So the way it works is if I charge you, I get an additional card to flip, so these now go to the discard pile.
So this is the damage flip. Okay. This
is the damage flip. Because I charged, I get a bonus. I flip 2 cards, and I have the choice of which card I want to take. In this case, a 4 would do the least amount of damage. It would do weak damage, as you see there. 13 does severe damage. The difference is that weak damage would have caused 1 point of damage, severe causes 4.
Ah, right.
So plus the 2 additional that I do because I got that trigger off on my attack.
Actually, hang on just a second. I want to show.
Yeah, show off the card.
Yeah, that basically, I'm probably going to show up on the video real well, but it's all the stats and all the special abilities and whatnot are on here.
And also they're completely described on the inside.
Nice. Thank you for using the typeface and size that humans can actually read.
Yeah, we actually did a foldable card, so it fits into normal card sleeves, but also unfolds to give you the...
But you don't need an electron microscope to read
exactly.
it. God bless you. All right.
So in this case, Baby Kate successfully strikes the Sabertooth. 4 damage on the strike, plus 2 damage for my Street Reds trigger. The Sabertooth now takes 6 points of damage. If you notice on the Sabertooth's card, he has 8 wounds.
I got a big glare problem. There we go.
Yeah. 8 wounds, and there's wounds characteristics, so he would mark off 6 of those wounds from that attack.
So that's a lot of damage.
Right. That's a good amount of damage.
It's a good hit. So he has 2 left. He's still alive, but he's definitely very wounded.
Is there an incremental damage thing? Is he like fine, or is he like does he take modifiers for being wounded?
No modifiers.
Okay.
So just straight damage.
That's fine.
So now my activation is finished because I used both of my actions to charge.
So Sabertooth activates again. We'll go ahead and we'll say this is the next turn.
Okay.
He's a little upset. He's going to go ahead and cast a spell he has called Devour.
That sounds important.
It does sound important, so he's going to go ahead and do that. Casting a spell works a little bit differently. A spell has the total plus the number of suits. So he's going to go ahead and cast Devour, which is a 13 plus a Raven suit. Okay?
Which means you have to have that on the card to
in your
cast
total
it?
somewhere, correct.
It has to be
he does not have it built in, so it's going to have to show up here
okay,
somewhere.
all right.
Okay. So I flip my card, and again, this is an unopposed duel, so there's nothing he needs to flip right now. I get the Red Joker.
That sounds important.
Red Joker is worth 14, and whatever suit you want.
Oh.
So I got the spell off because my 14 plus is casting a 3 gets me my total, and I get my Raven, so I got my Red Joker total there.
So I bet something cool happens, huh?
Correct.
Well,
Devour Devour has a resistance to it. So resistance is we take my total, which was 17. Cade now gets to resist using his defense because it's basically like a spell attack. So he's going to flip, and he's going to need to get a total of 17. No suits are involved with the resistance.
Okay.
So that's where resistance kicks in. So Cade does his flip.
So now I do my flip. I flip over the Black Joker.
Oh, Black Joker.
Is that good?
The Black Joker is actually the worst card, whereas the Red Joker is the best card. The Black Joker counts as 0, no suits, and it denies you the ability to cheat that card.
Oh, so you're stuck with it.
So you're stuck with it whenever it shows up.
Yeah, so Cade's defense total winds up just being his stat, which is 7, which is not what he needed. So the spell goes off. Devour allows the Sabertooth to sacrifice, which is kill a model without generating any sort of special tokens. A model of height 1, which Cade happens to be a height 1 model. So the Sabertooth leans over, basically opens up all 3 mouths,
And
makes
Cade
a mess of Cade.
is completely removed from the board.
Awesome.
Leaves no corpse, leaves no nothing. He's gone.
Yeah, he's in his tummy.
He's got a job.
With that, the Sabertooth now continues on with his merry way.
Little smiles.
Happy, filled up.
So
Baby Kate is gone.
So that's an example of our unopposed, our opposed duels, a combat round, a spell, and a trigger to show
Cheating,
the core.
cheating fate, the mechanic of twisting fate where you have multiple cards and you have to either take, you get a choice of the best one. You can also be negative in twisting fate where you have to draw multiple cards and take the worst one. So it's not always good. We found that mechanic was actually easier than just having a lot of +2 or -2.
Yeah, I believe me, I know.
Cuts down the map, you just flip an additional card or 2 and it adjusts the odds that way.
All right, well, thanks a lot for taking the time, guys.